Despite the fact that we live in a world of kind of remote working and immediate communication across web platforms and other things, location is still a very important consideration. Physical location is still an important consideration for a lot of companies, not just what country the company locates in or region, but often the city or neighborhood is very important. So how does a company approach all of those location options?
Thank you, David, and that's it's a beautifully subjective question. What's the best location? Because what is appropriate for one company is very different for another. And in our experience, when a new entrant to a market should really do three things. And first of all, it's define the parameters of their requirement. And today, for this call, we're focusing on a traditional office user. And I think most importantly, they should really understand what's important for their company and what makes their company successful. So 6 or 7 things to consider. If you're looking at where are your clients based, and is there an importance to have a physical proximity to your client base? The type of labour pool that you're hoping to hire from, very important to get the right people. There are certain types of workers who want to be in specific physical areas. Where's your peer group? Particularly if you're in the tech industry, we know those companies like to cluster together because they like to share ideas, and quite often they hire from one another. Transportation. If you are the overseas office of a US company and you have senior colleagues visiting from the States, how easy is it to get to that location from the US? And I think secondly, if you're establishing a headquarters within a region, how easy is it then subsequently as you expand across that region to get around a region from that location? Also, what is the type of image you want to portray? A Class A office tower in the heart of a central business district projects a very different image to a funky warehouse on the fringe of a CBD. I think probably one of the most important considerations is what is your budget. Life's a compromise. It's exactly the same with picking your space. What can you afford, and do you require things like government incentives, which are going to be available in a lot of these international markets, to help set up your initial foray? And then I think lastly, you look at what has been successful with your business in the US and how has the real estate facilitated that success. Look at those ingredient mixtures and then try and apply that to what you're looking at internationally. I think secondly then, having worked through defining what your requirements are, you look at trying to discover as much about that new location as you can. Speak to your peer group, again, looking at the tech industry, mindful of the base of tenants in the Boston area. They're very willing to share their experiences, tap into that knowledge. Sounds obvious, but get on a plane. Don't just go there Wednesday, Thursday and fly back as soon as you can. Stay overnight and try and take in a Saturday. If you're expecting your employees to work late at night and at weekends, is that a safe neighbourhood? How does the neighbourhood feel in those office hours? Those are important considerations. And then I think thirdly, and no surprise here, work with a competent real estate professional. They'll be able to expedite your knowledge about the market, and I think they'll place the context of where that market is in the cycle. Nobody wants to pay over market for their space, and nobody wants to be the high water mark in a real estate cycle either. So that's all very important.